Okay, so Alfred, I'd like to apologize for my little outburst earlier. What I meant to say was I was trying to look for the Bat autopilot, and I realized, oh wait, I forgot to turn that on, and now I turned it on.
So can I have my
Pass.
allowance now?
Not until the 31st. We've discussed this, Bruce. Now you're going to make sure to fold the laundry when you come home. I said I would do
Yes,
that
Alfred.
when I was home. You said you would do it tonight. It's still the night.
This is what happens when big boys get an allowance that lets them become crime-fighting vigilantes.
Yeah,
With
basically.
a small loan. No, anyway.
You're not my
So what
dad.
happens? So what happened here? He had to have said that at one point in his rambunctious teenage youth. Anywho,
I'm
so
sure.
what happened here? What's happened here is as we were flying into the city, our radar and map system was all out of whack, and we were like, "That's odd." And so we tracked down the source of all that jam and nonsense to this satellite tower, and I gotta stop standing in front of lamps.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean,
Silhouettes.
it's such a mixed bag. On the one hand, it really helps with the whole fear. You know, the silhouette makes people scared. On the other hand, it also gives away my position. So you understand how I'm torn on this.
Now, the gargoyles from Asylum return. I have no
Sort
idea
of.
what the hell these things are supposed to serve. I know they're in cities. Well, I have no idea what they're meant to. I don't know. I don't know what.
Maybe it's supposed to be lamps.
Maybe. Yeah. Regardless, that you understand this whole rigmarole by now. Fly around. They can't see up here.
Oops.
Scare people and knock them down. That was like a gentle lowering. And
That being said, even though this is an origin story, they still carried all their quote-unquote intellect from Arkham City. So don't go playing stupid. And
oh yeah.
I guess that is one other thing I wanted to bring up earlier is that they more or less bring in a whole bunch of the quality of life improvements from Arkham City, including stuff that by technicality shouldn't even be here, considering again this is an origin story.
Yeah, you raise a good point of that. Like, the tricky part of doing anything like a prequel is you have to come up with some explanation of. Well, you have to come up with the explanation of why didn't he do any of this in
Like
Asylum. Then.
right from the get go, I do believe you have the bat grapnel boost like right from the get go.
Yes. When I get that, I don't have that. I don't. Actually, I believe the grappling boost I had to unlock through a. Actually, no. I think you're right. I have.
Because I remember in Arkham City you had to unlock it through a small series of trials, and apparently back then it was considered like a prototype that Bruce decided to just go ahead and say
Experiment with, right.
I don't care if it hasn't been properly tested yet. I'm ready to use it now.
Oops.
And you got to use it, and it turned out to be pretty handy. And they brought, and again,
ledge takedown.
ouch.
I should have used the ledge takedown, but yeah, you're right. They do. I apologize. Yeah, they do give me the grapnel booster for both world movement, which can immediately chain into a glide. Like, yeah, again, whenever you're doing a prequel game like that, it is tricky to justify it. But whatever. I'm just gonna go into it like gameplay wise. So we have a new mechanic though from Origins that I really enjoy. Is this whole like crime scene reenactor.
Basically,
So it allows me to go ahead.
So basically, you know how in City there were some side missions where there'd be a crime scene, you would scan like the crime scene, and Batman would just piece together, oh, this happened and so on and so forth. Now there's an addition where the detective mode can actually recreate what happened in the crime. You know, like in this case, this guy being blown across on the wall here, and you can
Be trapped.
I was about to say, and
Do it again.
And I was about to say, in some cases, you can even, like, rewind, pause, and fast-forward the footage in order to find, like, certain pieces of evidence that you need.
Needless
Right,
to
we're
say,
going to
there are
see-
certain cases where it actually can't be played to comedic effect.
Oh no, as you're going to see here, because I couldn't help myself. So the issue is that we need to find the key card itself.
Alfred, I'm uploading some prints for analysis. Let me know what comes back.
And yes, Alfred is our oracle for this game.
Yeah, because this was before she became Oracle.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, heck, this
Yeah.
is before she became Batgirl.
Was this
Oh,
before
yeah,
she
no, yeah,
was
we will-
born?
No,
No,
she's
we,
around.
we meet her, but she's like more of a teenager in this,
Oh, okay.
like in senior high school kind of.
You'll see her
we
later.
meet her.
Don't worry.
That makes sense. Okay.
But definitely was not on decent speaking terms with Batman right off the get go. This is back in his whole "I'm Raphael, I'm the loner who has to do everything by myself.
I'm the aloof one.
I'll need the encryption.
I am the aloof one. I am aloof.
This is where my parents died to me.
You may call me Loof Man.
Loof man.
the loofah.
Loaf man.
Ooh!
La la
Dude.
la 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 la.
Dude. So
It's funny. Anyway, so this is what we're doing is we're supposed to see the trajectory of where the card went flying. So, oh, follow that red
Something
line.
fell in
and-
there.
Oh,
I flew into the vent.
Ah,
and see,
perfect.
and once you figure it out, that's how you then can tell. Like, so it's not. Is it like a point and click adventure game? Not really, but I think it's a nice little interactive way to like feel like you're actually like it put one extra level of depth to make it seem like you understand how Batman
There
is
you
jumping
go.
to these conclusions.
yeah.
So there we go.
This card has the codes I need. to
Now,
hack any of the
what I would
network
really
access
appreciate is if I'm wearing the Adam West Batman outfit, if I could see into his mind, understand how he solves the Riddler's just crazy conundrum freaking thing, as he's just making it seem like casual conversation in the Batmobile. I'm just thinking, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, he did have his whole old school supercomputers to really do the work for him, and then he just
Yes.
calculated all the rest via. Like, I can just imagine like reading inside Adam West Batman's mind. It literally is just like a dial-up noise, and then
It's like the computer will tell me what to
and then once he gets the answer, it's like, you got mail.
Let them know about the body.
There it is.
For my analysis,
Nice.
too.
Certainly, sir. Does this mean you found the source of the
It should be right behind this door.
This
This is
very
restricted access. I'm not allowed.
inconspicuous door.
There you go.
I am strong.
So
I gotta hack
yeah,
one more thing.
apparently around this time, Batman's gonna be meeting a lot of people in this
Oh.
night, including one Nigma here.
Oh, hello.
Be very careful with how you say that last name now. Anyway.
Well, that is his last name.
I know, I'm just saying be careful with it. Edward Nigma. We get to meet him for the first time, and we don't get to see him in person. I don't think you ever get to see him like in person until like
City.
yeah. So I completely forgot the whole freaking walking forever torture we put him through. But yeah, this is where him as he no
worries.
worries. But yeah, as I put it, tonight was also the night where Batman met many of his long form cronies, including the Riddler. The Riddler once again has something like trophies, except this time all Riddler's after is complete and utter data control over everybody in Gotham. He wants to control all of their emails, their text messages, their phone calls, to be able to leak information of all of the scandals and whatnot. And since it's going to cause chaos and pandemonium on Christmas Day, we want to try and stop him and bring people to justice the right way.
Something
Right.
tells me at some point he was considering his villain name to be the Y2K.
The what now?
Don't put that Y2. You haven't heard of Y2K?
No, why don't you tell me later?
Oh. Well, now James and I feel old. So, welcome to. Actually, we're in Lower Gotham. Here is where the police station is, and across this bridge, this is the map of Arkham City.
Yep, like that entire landmark is the entirety of the last game. And again,
Wow.
and as a reminder, that part of that map alone was already pretty dang huge.
Oh, one.
So I'll say Southern Gotham
back.
here. Welcome back. I was just telling how the whole north area is all of City's map, which I'll say I don't mind this game then as a successor in that I feel like it builds up from the first game without becoming like too overimposing, like Knight's map.
Yeah, like
That's another beast.
Yeah, like Knight's, like, I'd have to go and see, but it's like, is there any part of Knight's map that actually is, like, similar to, like, the areas you would find in, like, City, or did they pretty much chop that off from being accessible?
I don't think it's accessible, but I was saying more like my biggest thing about hang on, let's stop a crime in progress.
Oh,
But
boy.
my biggest thing with Knight is that I feel like, and especially when we get Matt involved in that, is that Knight's map is unfortunately the epitome of the whole a massive map with nothing to do in it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do know
Too
that that's
big.
kind of a complaint people had with what to say. I know that was a complaint people had with Origins back in the day, because, like, so going back a little bit, they made this advisory where it's like, oh, because of, like, the harsh winter environments, all the Gothamites had to stay indoors and not be out during this weather, which means, well, for one thing, that's not enough to stop the hoodlums out here, and second off, it means that, like, that also means that, like, aside from side missions, all you can really do is just beat up people.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair, but it's like how to put it. But I still think, like, basically what I'm looking is that, like, if there's not a lot to do, then don't make the map, hey, peekaboo. If you're gonna make the map, if there's not gonna be a lot to do in the map, do it. Yeah, as you're seeing there, it only happens once or twice, but somehow, James, they improved the technology of the ragdolling to try and prevent me from dick punching people.
Well,
You still
you
can, but it's
believe
not,
it.
you still can, but it's not as frequent.
It's very difficult to pull off because they do such a good job of reorienting them. I'm like, man.
it's almost like Rocksteady had those quote unquote mishaps done on purpose.
I'm so
Just
sorry,
let
Logan, but I didn't know you had a thing for dick punching. Now I know.
Let
He's
the-
just
I'm
he's
just
just
saying,
very
let-
Logan's just very passionate about ensuring that Gotham's criminal population decreases.
I'm just saying, let the dice fall where my fist does. Now, we're going to head towards that.
Also,
back-
up until he realized it was a terrible idea, he considered that as a way to prepare himself whenever he gets his own ward.
Oh, shit.
That's
Anyway.
well. Thank you for reminding me of All-Star Batman and Robin there.
Yeah.
Oh no. Forgot about
You know, the one with the goddamn Batman.
Fast hands, my little Robin.
Stop saying that.
That's an actual quote. That's an actual
I
quote from that
know.
Devil Damn book.
Guys, you keep making me laugh. Stop.
So welcome
Not
back
all,
to the city.
I
not
don't
all
wanna start
stars.
making you
Truly
laugh.
all stars.
Yeah.
At least we have
So
at least we have All Star Superman, which I hear is really damn good.
Oh yeah, it's really good. Like I haven't seen
Oh.
the movie. Ouch.
I know in my practice when I did somehow pull off the freaking threading the needle one time.
Yeah.
It was so cool. Anyway, you'll sometimes see the game trying. I'm playing this on the PC build as well, so sometimes the game will do that when it's loading an area. But regardless, one other feature I'll say I like is that it's the city map, yes, but it's all festively lit up and decorated for the Christmas season.
It's snowy.
And snowy, very snowy. All right, there's the
Only a
weapons
little
trade.
snowy.
Let's go bust ourselves a penguin weapon riot.
Actually, it looks like we're too early. There's no one here.
Okay, let's go. We'll come back later.
We'll come back around Christmas Day.
Find a spot where I can
No,
Yeah,
just
come-
gotta wait a
come-
few minutes.
No, come back next month after Halloween is over.
Oh,
Will you get off that
9
woman?
o'clock.
No.
It actually is almost 9 o'clock. It actually is almost 9 o'clock for Jordy.
can't tell you about.
That's true.
Oh yeah, you're right. Wow.
Black mask
Coincidence?
What's that?
I think not.
but penguins hard to find. These men are doing
I
a
love
deal
my
here.
glow-in-the-dark eyes. Shut
I'll
up.
make them talk.
Well, I mean, it does help add to like the menace that he's trying to portray.
I don't know if Loose Lips is an actual recurring character in the comics, but here we'll be
He's
seeing him a
not.
number of times. But we'll be seeing him in this game a number of times. He's one of Penguin's
Yeah.
main enforcers.
Mm-hmm.
And
Also, I love how this guy's name is Loose Lips.
Yeah.
yeah,
Lots of gold there.
lots of gold. Gold that the developers don't gotta render none.
Well, hey, that's creative camera work for you.
Yep.
Must be in charge.
Well then.
At first, I thought he was like about to pull an arrow or something.
Oh, what-
So
define
I'm
pull
totally
an
gonna.
arrow.
Like,
so I'm
you know,
totally
I
gonna-
thought he was literally gonna like pull an arrow and shoot it at the Santa guy. Loose
Oh,
lips.
So I'm gonna totally deck that dude into the chair if that's all right with everybody.
Yeah, go ahead.
Make his lips even looser.
Now then, other than that, I try to think if there's anything else that can be said about the combat. I don't even know if there's really any new enemy types that get. Would you say there's any big enemy types that get introduced into this game as opposed to City?
Well, I do know one particular type are the martial artists. You'll see them a little bit later, like when you go to Penguin's ship, but they're basically enemies that actually can counter Batman strikes.
If
Right,
I'm not
so you just need
mistaken, they actually make them a whole lot more prevalent in the New Game Plus.
They do.
Oh yes, no, that's what the hell is that dude doing? Okay,
Whoa.
that's something you'll see is basically what the purpose of New Game Plus is they take all the enemy moves and say upgrade them. So where there was going to be 3 normal guys and 2 heavies, they'll now be 3 heavies and 2 martial art. Like they ramp up the difficulties and.
Wait, that guy's just standing there.
He's frozen
Menacingly?
stiff with fear.
You gonna be okay?
Anywho,
You'll
gonna-
be okay.
I'm gonna interrogate you. Now then, let's
Ow.
have a chat.
Did you notice how little the shit he gave to his performance there up until Batman just up and decked him?
Yeah. He's stop. He's a little sarcastic.
Talk.
Might be put on the scary voice.
Oops.
Oh.
Damn.
I knew I was holding too close to the chest. Okay, we'll let him wake up. I shouldn't have held you by the neck.
Oh,
I
boy.
apologize.
I'll
work
just
on that
hold you
next
up by
time.
your freaking legs instead.
Oh boy.
Don't shake, it makes my grip loosen. Like those lips of yours, let's hear it.
Talk. Where's Cobblepot? Let me go. If you insist.
Oh!
Ow!
Forgot
He
about
did
that.
ask to be fair.
Oh. I hear a phone call.
Hmm.
Let me just wrangle this fish up.
Stop. Stop.
Oh.
Too late.
Oh, cool. We got your little phone call now. Goodbye.
Bye.
Well, at the very least, he's still hanging by a. Oh.
No, he just outright got rid of the cable at that point. He was a lot rougher in these years, I'd also think.
Yeah.
What,
Just-
did he even
wait, no.
already have his whole code by this point?
Well, I would say, like, he definitely was more aggressive. Like, he still wouldn't kill. Like, that's always the one line he would never cross. But he was a lot more loose about the whole, doesn't mean I have to keep you in one piece.
Yeah,
Fair.
he was kind of more on the not bad cop, but more like aggressive cop. Whereas, you know,
I mean-
current Batman's more good cop.
He's like, well, current Batman's more like a mix of both, depending on who writes him.
Yeah, but I feel like this is more aggressive cop for Batman
Oh
in
yeah,
this
no,
game.
this is just batshit Batman right here.
No, I would not say that because, again, like, the second he starts to kill, that's when you get batshit Batman.
That's fair. That's completely fair. I mean, to be fair, one example that we know of a batshit Batman, even though it is from a good movie, the '89 film.
The 89 film?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
he
right.
He
Oh,
technically
Tim
didn't have.
Burton, yeah.
He didn't have his code of honor in that movie, and he actually had. He did at least get a few casualties in.
Yeah?
Literally burned a man alive with the exhaust of his Batmobile.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, jeez. Forgot about that.
Batman, Alfred, do you see how cool that was?
Yes, I do agree that was fairly badass. But as far as the matter at hand is concerned, anyway. Stop, put
I've
down
only
the
seen
bat.
that once, actually.
It is a good movie, even if by all accounts he's not a very Michael Keaton as Batman. Like he was good in the role, but he doesn't. But the character in the movie is not a good Batman.
Well, I would say, like, he's definitely, like, a Batman that's still really struggling. Like, that's honestly, like, something that's kind of interesting that he brings up. And to the credit, they also touch upon in Forever in a sense of, like, Batman's kind of, like, stuck in the cycle where it's the cycle of vengeance that he's kind of, like, he's having a hard time getting himself out of this cycle.
Careful. Ah.
Which is why the whole relationship between him and Vicky never really went anywhere after the
Right.
first movie.
Right, and
Too bad. There we go.
And it's really interesting, like, comparing the relationships. Like, in the first Batman, like, she loved Bruce, but she couldn't reconcile with Batman. Whereas with Batman Returns, like, Selina, she definitely loved Batman, but she just couldn't get used to living a normal life with Bruce because she's, in many regards, kind of as broken as Batman is.
I'd almost argue worse.
Well, yeah, considering she was murdered, like, 6 times.
It's a quick, easy, emotional gimme that they go for.
Yeah.
Well, as far as what we have ahead of ourselves, we just had to unjam another tower. Basically, I mean, you kind of already see where this is going. It's like what we did with Spider-Man, it's like what we did with City. This is how we unlock our map for fast traveling and whatnot. Find the towers, solve the puzzles, and since... now, some gadgets, like with Spider-Man, I forget if City did it just as well, but just like with Spider-Man, some gadgets, even though I'm in New Game Plus, some gadgets are locked behind plot-related events. So I won't be able to use them until that plot-related event happens.
City technically has it, but with its New Game Plus, it was a lot more loose with it, hence why I was able to use the line launcher earlier than the story requires me to.
Here I do need to go through the Here I do need to go through a bit of story before I get the line launcher. But fortunately, in this game, the line launcher will be given to us honestly within like the next couple parts. Like it's just in the Penguin chapter, which once again I agree. We had the line launcher here, but not in Asylum or in the Stardust City.
Well, to be fair, the line launcher here isn't entirely the same thing as it was in Asylum and City. It was just more like, oh, it's kind of like a cannon that shoots out a wire for you to walk on.
Oh yeah, here it's more like a double-pronged grappling hook. which does have its own little neat combat goals. Which beyond that, the scoring system works about the same as it always had. You're scored based on how few hits did you take, how high of a combo did you build,
How much
the number
variety
and
you do in your combos?
Right, using a number of gadgets and combo attacks, which I do have access to all of them since basically because it's New Game Plus, we almost never have to touch any of our level up trees. Trying to think if there's any other big things. We'll never be going into Wonder Tower in this playthrough. I think that's what it's called.
Well,
right?
I don't think you even can go into Wonder Tower in this.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, I mean you can see it, but there's no need to go in there. Again,
It's just a prop.
Most of the stuff is going to be in either some abandoned buildings, the bank, or Southern Gotham to try and, increase the... You saw nothing? Okay, now then. Let's try to get do-over.
I'll get that tackle down one of these days.
I think I've talked about... I don't know. I think this is the first time I'm going to say it, but I think that the combat in this game is still smooth as ever, but I feel like sometimes in order to try and justify these guys countering you, whenever I start a beatdown on somebody by stunning them and just wailing on them, the enemies become like hyper aggressive in trying to counter me so that they can try and interrupt my combo.
It really is an odd thing where it's like they, what am I trying to say? It's like they want like the combat to be kind of like a natural progression from City, but also has the issue of like it takes place before City, so it's like
or even Asylum.
Well, yeah, that's also true.
Oh wait, the electric charge is over there. Sorry. Here we go. We'll go.
Oh,
Try it again. I got like 70 of these. Don't worry.
third time's the charm.
There we go.
See, I told you, third time's the charm. Take that, Alfred.
How many
I never
places
doubted
have?
you for a moment, sir.
But I will admit, I did like that detail of like, oh, that looks like it requires a lot of concentration.
Just smashing plates everywhere. Yeah, and Nick, the dialogue is also fun and campy, and he is not a weird hipster like he was in Night.
Who voices Nigma in this game?
Wally Winger, the same guy that voices him in Asylum and City.
I
Doesn't
love
he
Wally.
voice the whole
He's one of the
series?
rare returners.
I love Wally. He's great.
Yeah, like I think Wally as what would you say? Wally as Riddler, I think, is like the only character in the entire franchise that's pretty much kept his same actor throughout all 4 games.
Makes sense.
Alright, well, there we go. Another place restored, and we can hopefully find more of those microchips. That's basically what I'm going to be doing. So, actually... Oh, we are just about out of time now. So join us in the next part when I will be continuing our quest for the magic microchips.
Once we collect them all, then I'll get my one wish.
That's how it works. It's Christmas, right? That's how it works.
They better be Cool Rage flavored.
Have a seat, sir.